Welcome back, guys, to another video. We are opening more graded cards. We have another grading card submission reveal here from CGC. If you are brand new to the series, we have been grading a couple thousand cards with this new company, CGC, seeing what the grades are like. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe. Let's jump right in. Let me set this back a little bit, and let's see how we do. So in the last couple of videos, some grading submissions have been going really good. Some, the grades have been a little lower. But we're trying to see if we can get a lot of 10s. Let's start with the left side here, see how we do. Gengar. Ooh, we're starting off with some Gengars. Nice Japanese Dark Phantasma character rare Gengar. There was word on the street that they were actually going to ban this one since it looks like they're smoking something, you know, not very kid-friendly. So this is a pretty iconic card. There's a trainer gallery from the set called Lost Origin, released in 2022. Very fun to open on the Japanese. Not too hard to pull. A little harder to pull English than it is Japanese. I do believe we graded a few of them. Gemmin 10. There we go. There we go. Second card already hitting a 10. But yeah, we are brand new with grading with CGC, so we're interested to see how well these guys grade, if it's better to use them or PSA. I did submit quite a lot of cards here to the folks over at CGC, and we're trying to see if we could turn a profit when you're grading as many cards as we are. I mean, you don't need 100 copies of every single card or even 10 copies of every single card to add to your personal collection. 8.5 on that last one, a little rough, but see if we can maybe get a pristine. Lately, the submissions have not been going too good in terms of getting the pristines. I remember our first submission, we were only receiving pristines. If you are interested in checking out some of the other videos, they should be on our YouTube page. If you are the first time here, welcome to the page, guys. We are doing all sorts of content. Lately, we've been doing pallet delivery unboxings and these grading submissions, and we're just documenting the journey, showing what we're doing behind the scenes business. And effectively what we're doing with this grading submission is what you'll see is the vast majority of these are going to be Japanese. And what we do is we source the cards internationally from Japan, all over in Japan. We have business partners down there who are actively sourcing inventory, sending it to us here in the US. Then we are sending it out to get graded, authenticated, and then try to sell them and make a profit. And at the end of the day, it is a volume, it is a numbers game. The more cards that you're able to sell, the more you're going to grow. There we go. First gold label pristine 10 Gengar. I think there is a massive difference. I don't know, but I imagine that if this card in a 10 is 50, a pristine would be worth double that, so 100. So yes, the gold embossed label pristine 10s do carry a significant premium. If anyone does want to check the prices on that, but it would make a lot of sense just because you're seeing how many we've already graded. We've graded like 20 of these, and look at how many 9s they give. You know, I've thought about cracking some of the 9s and sending them to PSA to see if they would grade the same or better. PSA will tend to carry a stronger market value, but you are paying more for the grading. And if you are already getting like a pretty good grade, like 9 is a very high grade, but for whatever reason, there's just such a bigger premium on the 10s. If you are breaking the slab, you're basically throwing away that grading cost. But if we're experimenting, which we kind of are here, it's worth taking the risk just to see. Sometimes you have to just put your money down and see, as opposed to wondering what if. PSA, though, a little slower, I know, with the turnaround times. The biggest benefit with CGC is that they just get them back to you quick. 8.5 on the Raichu. It's a tough grade. Tough grade. When you're quickly looking at the card, though, I mean, it looks mint. So curious if there's any, what type of damage stands out to them to be dropping it down 1.5 points. But I'm going to be honest, you guys, when you're grading at such a large volume, you don't really care about the grades. I remember when we were just starting out with grading cards in general, we would get very hung up on every individual score and trying to like have a perfect formula, but it is kind of random. It is kind of random with the grades. Like, yes, you could get mint, but the difference between a 9, 9.5, and 10, sometimes that's out of your control, and it's dependent on the grader. For the most part, Japanese cards tend to be higher quality, so they should be grading well. What you are seeing, we don't really have any like 7s or 6s, which is a little bit more prevalent with PSA for whatever reason. They do hand out way more lower grades. No, nothing below an 8 so far. I think lowest grade has been a 8.5. So far, we haven't been getting any terrible grades, but not very many high grades either in terms of pristine. So far, only one pristine, and we're almost like 50 cards in. Graded a bunch of these Charizards. This is from Vivid Voltage, the Japanese set called Amazing Volt Tackle, released during the COVID era. And this is an awesome artwork. Great holo. Really, really nice. You know, you don't only need to grade alt arts and things like that. Like, yes, those are the most trendy, most popular cards, but even regular holos of popular Pokemon will do well. What's nice about grading in such large volume as well is You do not need to sell all of these cards to individual customers. You could sell them to businesses who could sell to their customers. So graded cards do open up a massive opportunity. We have friends in the space who their entire business is just focused on grading cards, and they'll have buy lists and things like that. We're trying to expand into it, but there definitely are. Oh, another pristine 10. Very nice. But there are definitely higher barriers to entry with grading cards, because you need to have the capital to do it. Okay, like you can't just grade 20 cards and make a huge profit. Like you need to already have money. I don't think starting off with slabs is a great idea unless you're flipping existing slabs. Like if you're grading, you need to have the money to cover the grading. CGC, so far we've been grading just cheaper Japanese cards, so there hasn't been any upcharges. But I know with PSA, if a card grades very, very well, they're going to upcharge you, and you have to pay that premium. So you need to be in a position to afford it, obviously. There we go. Look at that. Tag Bolt. Pristine 10 Charizard. Beautiful. That's actually a really nice holo. Big fan of this one. Nice, lovely artwork. Even the regular holos. You know, when a set comes out, like let's say this Charizard was in a new set, wouldn't be worth very much, but over time, they do tend to appreciate in value if you're buying good cards from good sets, and Tag Bull is very good. That's Team Up. Amazing Volt Tackle. This set, not nearly as good, Vivid Voltage, but I still like it. You know, I always say grade and buy, sell what you like. Don't just be doing what everybody else is doing. Pristine 10, nice. 2 different pristines. We were able to get one of each of the Charizards. Very happy to see that right there. But yeah, these boxes right here come with 50 cards. So if you submit 50 cards, that is how they're going to get sent back to you. And what's nice about grading here is when we did our first submission, they split it up into like 3 separate times. So they didn't return all 1,000 cards back. They did it in three separate shipments, which was nice because it gives you the time to inventory and catalog and you know, slowly sell through it. Then a few days go by, they send you the next box. So that was a big fan, or I was a big fan of that model. But this submission right here, guys, a lot of nines. Lately it's been a lot more 9s, which is not bad. Definitely, I'm not going to complain about receiving 9s, but you know, when you are submitting Japanese, that's kind of expected, just due to the fact that the grading quality is significantly better. So here is our stack of 10s. Our stack of pristines has been slacking lately. If you watch one of our earliest grading submissions, I mean, we'd have probably this many pristines to this many Gem 10s. Our stack of 9s, a lot of 9s. This grader did not have a good lunch. He took it out on us with the grades. Bunch of mint 9s. And to end it, we have 3 8.5s. So that is what 50 card submission looks like here. We have a few more. I'm splitting them up. I remember in some of our earlier videos, we would do like all 150 cards at once, but I'm going to split it up into smaller shipments just so we can kind of do a deep dive and see what the grades are like. And it's also going to be, you know, more continuous content instead of having a 2-hour video. Split it up, make it a little bit easier to watch. Let me know what you guys think of the grades in this submission. Let me know what you guys are thinking of the types of cards that we're grading. Definitely the best card in this submission, in my opinion, has got to be those Gengars. Ending it off with 2 pristine 10s. This is just such an amazing card to have in the collection. It's still somewhat affordable for what it is. I think with time, this Gengar card is really going to shoot up because it is a top-tier artwork. In the moment when they release cards, these are not very expensive, but as the years go by, when the sealed product begins to climb up, the cards inside get more expensive as well. And if you're able to have good high grades, people are going to pay you a premium. Hope you guys learned something from this video. Again, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the page, drop me a comment, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And with that, we will catch you on the next one.